And here's our policy. It's very simple. Humanitarian and other goods can go in, and weapons and more war material cannot. And we do let civilian goods get into Gaza. There is no humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Each week, an average of 10,000 tons. 10,000 tons of goods enter Gaza. There's no shortage of food. There's no shortage of medicine. There's no shortage of other goods. On this occasion, too, we made several offers, time and again. Offers to deliver the goods on board the flotilla to Gaza after a security inspection.
If yours is a mission of mercy, why run the blockade? Why not just have the Israelis inspect it and say, yes, it's medical supplies or it's food, humanitarian aid, and it will go through?
Because it won't go through. It's not just that Israel is looking to allow in only humanitarian supplies. There's a limited list of between 75 and 80 items that Israel permits into Gaza. Basic food and basic medicines. Nothing more complex than that. Certainly no machinery. Not any kind of machinery for Gaza's hospitals. Not the kind of machinery that's needed for fixing Gaza's water systems. Not the kind of prefabricated housing that we had on our ships. Most of the goods on our ships are clearly humanitarian in nature or reconstruction in nature. Virtually not a single one of those items would have been permitted into Israel. So this line that Israel is giving to the world, that just show, give us your stuff and we'll deliver it for you, is bogus. The United Nations has consistently called on Israel to open up Gaza, to remove this ridiculous restriction that it's placing on Gaza and allow in all the kind of items into Gaza. But more importantly, let me just state, this is a question also of fundamentally of freedom. Palestinians in Gaza are inherently unfree because of the occupation and the blockade of Gaza. I don't think that we should be struggling for a world where we tell people, we'll struggle for you only so that you can barely survive with humanitarian aid. Our struggles need to be for the freedom of all people.
Israel says they offered to inspect and truck in the cargo. Is that true? And if so, would that not have avoided this horrendous loss of life?
It's not true. We did not receive any such offers by Israel ahead of time. In fact, if you go back, you can see the quotes from the Defense Minister Ehud Barak, from the Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman, and from the Deputy Foreign Minister Danny Ayalon, all of whom called for and said they were going to, from the start, turn back our ships and use all force necessary, including lethal force, to stop. This is a preemptive incitement against our mission. And for some reason, Israel seems to have forgotten that it was making these statements just 2 weeks ago and less. Israel did not offer to take in the goods. And as I said earlier, there's virtually nothing on our ships that Israel would have approved because it doesn't meet the standards of their list of 80 items. Now, let's be clear. This is 80 items including all kinds of food, all kinds of medicine, all kinds of machinery. If you want chocolate in the Gaza Strip, you can't get it from the port of Ashdod where Israel unloads cargo to deliver to the Gaza Strip. The only way to get chocolate in Gaza is if it comes through the tunnels that are dug into Egypt.